different mining tools that you can come across these things or let you mine them later on. There's also animals out here in the plains that you can tranquilize and capture. Bring it up. I'm sure it passes. Natural resources on here. One of the main places I see them spawn is right here in this area around these trees and stuff. But there's like little bunny looking guys. There are these vulture looking birds, I guess. They'll spawn around that area. It was some of the ones you've seen at the beginning of the game, strangely enough. Which those weren't originally in the beginning of the game, so that's kind of cool. This is my faction for here, the Austron faction. Obviously, I didn't gain a lot of faction just now, but so I think it's just more to introduce you to the Cetas and
you pay me
the
in
Plains
red.
of Eidolon.
I pay you in silver.
So now this is a quest he wants you to do. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to go ahead and leave. But you could come back here and do bounties. Like I was saying, some of these are going to get up to higher levels. I don't recommend you come in and try to do these ones. Well, you can't do that one, that one's locked, but oh good, it has them all locked. So hopefully you don't come in here and do missions that are too high for you to do. It's really irritating for other players. You don't want people to have to carry you all the time.
Again, eh?
So anyway, while we're here, I'm going to introduce you to the rest of the people here. That's what I'm doing. There's Hawk. This is the guy who lets you build custom swords later on.
But you're barely
You have to buy the parts from him and build them, but this will give you an idea. Like, these are the parts. Most of these parts he sells. Although these ones that say plague something, I can already tell you that you can only get them from a special event that happens every once in a while on the plains. And that event is looting my brain again. Plague Star. The Plague Star event, yes. And you can get those. And then there's specific handles that have the plague effect on them as well that you get from that event. When that event's going on, you get special points and you can buy these.
There is no rush.
Yes, you still have to build them, but that's the only thing you get them. And then here's a weight for your weapon. But if you want to come here and just see, like, if you have an idea of what kind of weapon you like to build, you can pick parts and try it out.
They shall work wonderfully
and say, oh, I'd really like to have a weapon like
very good,
this,
very
and
good.
It'll show you the weapon. It'll tell you what the stats are going to be on it and stuff like that. The default stats. I think if once you level up to 30, you do something called gilding it, and then the stats will be a little different. After that, that's what the green stuff is now that's showing you. I think my favorite is going to be something like.
They shall work wonderfully together.
Which handle is that? I did that one. I can't remember.
Very good, very good.
Then it was.
A most astute choice, sir.
That seems right. 36% critical hit chance and really long weapon. Sounds right. Range is 3. 3 is the highest it can go. There it is. But I don't even think that's the same handle I use. But some of these pull arms are really nice. When you build a pull arm, they have like a ridiculous amount of reach on them. Just like the bow staff I'm using right now. Anyway, there's Hawk. He's the ball guy who builds swords. And just to show you cost you factions to buy stuff.
Customer, nice guy,
So,
but couldn't eat water if he fell out of a
and
boat.
certain things you can't
What
buy.
do you
You
need?
can't buy until you've got a high enough rank to unlock them. But just so you know, this is where you'll buy them and how much faction it costs. Yeah, and then you have to
So
build,
you've just
you have
wasted
to build
my
on top
time,
of that
is what
as
your
well.
face is
So
telling me.
it does take resources to build them. See, And you'll have to get those resources out
Really?
in the plains as well.
Step into the winner's circle.
If you don't buy anything from him, you just cranky with your apparently.
A
Yeah,
bad
the
day
fishing
fishing
guy.
is better than a good day working.
So,
Swaz
if
to
you catch
Warframe.
fish, you can come here and cut them into parts, or you can give them to them for faction, which I don't really recommend that. I suggest you get your faction from doing bounties, honestly. But here's the stuff that this person sells of different fishing spears, stuff, some baits, dye. You throw this dye in the water and then the fish actually glow. It makes it easier to see them and spear them. Funny enough, this used to actually be a recipe and not a buy one every time you want to use one thing. And that was been a couple years ago because I actually have a blueprint on 2 of my accounts. But you can't get the blueprint anymore as far as I know.
Well, alright
Now you
then.
have to buy them for a little bit of faction, which is fine. It's not a big deal. But just an interesting fact. People who bought them before that still have those. Along with some other blueprints that used to be in the game that aren't here anymore. It's a fishing guy. This is a mining
So you
person.
want to get rich?
You can trade them gems for standing, of course, just like you trade other great fish for standing. They each have a thing where it's like a special and you can buy stuff for platinum. I don't recommend doing it. These are materials you can mine on your own anyway. I don't suggest buying stuff for platinum like that. And here's the different recipes and stuff you can get from him. This is like a gem cutter you use to mine with. These are different gems you can make. You have to mine the materials to make these. And they're like just think of it as like an upgraded version of the other gem you're using to make it. So like pyrotic, you know, it becomes like a level 2 version of that. And some weapons you need the original version, some items you need the second version to build. And there's a lot of stuff in there to get to eventually.
Move along then. I'm not running a social club.
So I think that's everybody except for... So here's the mask person.
I'm here to help.
Doesn't sell any masks at all. Give me for the moment, but they sell floofs. So get the materials. You can buy these from him for these materials.
You'll find spirit
He
jars
also sells
at
masks.
most of
There's
the
an
bars.
Excalibur mask. You
Order
can see them here.
something, leave a coin.
But
It
sells an
keeps the
Excalibur
souls of
mask.
the
There's
orphan
one
happy. And you've paid for the next person who
operator,
can't
which is
afford
not
the drink.
yeah, so maybe that's why you
Shola.
can't buy that stuff. That would make more sense. That's something we'll come back to later, I guess. Then there's the pet person.
The business speaks poetically of the grandeur of the
So,
old palace.
this person, when you
like to see it
tranquilize
for
things,
myself.
they will...
But the cold would not be to my liking.
When you tranquilize things,
I am
you
in
come
part-
back and talk to
be
you,
well.
and you'll let you trade tags for animals you've captured, for like different flus and stuff like that. These are like a version of some of the animals you get out there.
Another time, then.
You can buy things from him.
I am in partnership with a certain
Faction. He also
individual.
has...
As you
they're not
wish.
here right now. But there's a version of these you can buy. A little mouse thing in a cage. And a bird in a cage. You can see back there. There's a version of those you can get off of it too. It's kind of fun. Go put them in your ship and decorate your ship later on or something. Alright, so we're leaving Tito's. I just wanted to point that stuff out real quick. Oh boy. I definitely will be coming back here to do things, just like I'll be going to Fortuna to do things as well. But for now, we'll get back to that later. Come on. So, the reason we went in there is because we need to open these, our path up to that junction. And the 2 places that are right before that were Cetus in the other place. You'll see when I show you on the map. So to get to that junction, we had to go to those places, Cetus and Plains of Edmond. And there's just one more place in the way, and then we'll be there. Just do this mobile defense mission real quick. Then we should be able to get to that junction. You can easily do all this stuff in a day. You can do this stuff way faster than I'm doing it. You can, let's say, go to a relay and get somebody to give you an affinity booster, which will help you get experience faster. You can buy boosters. You can buy boosters for resources to help you get resources faster. Stuff like that you could do.
This is a mobile defense mission.
We'll process faster.
You must deliver payloads and defend
honestly,
a number of locations while I break
most
into
of
the
that stuff
network.
I just enjoy doing
Be
for
prepared
myself.
for
I don't
heavy
like buying
resistance.
that kind of stuff.
I can't do this
At
without
the
you.
beginning of the game, I don't necessarily, really don't recommend buying like cosmetics and stuff like that, and it's just a waste of your platinum for now. Later on, by the way, you will get a quest to do, mission or quest called Silver Grove. Just so you know, this is what it usually looks like when you find the Silver Grove. It's space, and you go in here, and then
This will only get more
there
difficult.
always this waterfall
Get
and
to a
little
terminal
parts of
and
these
prepare
rocks,
for
and
enemy
this is the place
resistance.
where you have to come to use the apothic for the quest. We don't have now, but we won't do anything. But when you do that quest later on, this is one of the things you need to find. And don't worry when you do that quest. When you get the mission and it's nearby, whoops, that was really when you do that quest and you get nearby one of those things, the Lotus will come on and say, you just had the grove or something nearby or something. It gives you a hint that it's nearby, and it's usually within the area where you're at, and you can find it. But if you know what the entrance looks like,
Drop me
usually
in
makes it a
and
lot easier
defend
to
our
find.
position.
So, Kubra thing I was talking about
I'm
earlier.
in Tenno. This
You do
will
have to
take
get a
a moment.
Kubra egg at some time. Kill these Kubras, here the wild ones. A lot of times they'll drop mods that you can use in your Kubra. Just gotta keep that in mind. And you keep waiting for them to spawn on their own, but honestly, if you can do one hot, watch the other one. Oh, I just read that one accident. And watch the other one, they'll actually spawn faster from the only one that's left.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
And they usually do come in pairs. They will drop mods from your Kubra. There's a type of Grenier later on that has what actually looks like your careless Kubras. That was an awesome find. Toxic mod for my melee weapon. So I really like toxic damage.
We are
Mostly
finished here.
because
Move on.
toxic and electricity with corrosive damage. I really like corrosive damage. Corrosive damage strips armor.
Terminal spotted.
It definitely makes it easier
Upload
when
me
you're fighting
and
stuff.
prepare to defend.
Especially if you've got part of it.
I'm in Tenno.
Fight
This will take a moment.
maybe these heavy yeah.
Stay focused.
Comes in
There's a
handy.
heavy unit approaching. Heads up. A Grenier assault team is headed your way.
So, if you turn on these cuts, sometimes you get lucky. That was a mod for the Kubra. Sometimes you get lucky and get an egg from it. So, sometimes they're more interested in fighting the Grenier than you two. You can always just sit back and watch the Grenier kill them too, but in my experience, it's almost like an incredible waste of time trying to just either stand there and wait for them to get killed, hoping the mod you drop won't drop. It's such a pain. Or else you just kind of get your mission, kill them, and go on to the next mission and don't worry about it. You eventually get mods, and then, like I said,
Area
it seems like they
completed.
slow down, they
Move
sort of
on.
slow down from spawning out the clouds. Anyway. A couple mods in particular are really hard